Hi, I'm Sarah Cook and I'm a recipe writer and food stylist. Now I'm here today to tell you that baking bread is not complicated. In fact, it's one of the most simple and easy things that you can do. Allinson have created 3 easy to learn dough recipes that combine a few quality ingredients and some simple techniques so that you can rise up to the occasion and have home baked bread every single day of the week. We've also got some flavour twists and shaping twists, so once you've mastered the 3 basic doughs, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Now let's get started with the classic white dough. I've got here 500 grams of strong Allinson flour. Now it's really important to use this flour because it's got more gluten in it than the regular stuff that you use for cakes. This is going to give your bread stretch, make it rise and make a lovely light loaf at the end. Allinson make these really simple yeast sachets. This has got the perfect 7 grams amount that you need for a 500 gram batch of bread. So straight in with that. Then we've got 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That's going to add flavour. And to balance that, 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. Now you might think putting sugar into bread's a bit funny, but this is going to feed the yeast, so it's going to make the bread really live and active and help your rise. Then a little bit of butter. I've got a tablespoon here. You just want to get in your fingertips and rub that into all the flour. Keep going until you can't feel any big lumps between your fingers. Right, all my butter's rubbed in, can't feel any lumps, so it's time to go in the water. Now I've got 300 ml of hand warm water. Just test by popping in your finger and it should feel about the same temperature. In we go, and then just in with a wooden spoon and mix it. Now as it starts to get sticky towards the end, you can get your hands in. In fact, about now I think we're ready to go. So I'm just going to bring it together into a dough in the bowl, so I make sure I've got all that flour in, all the yeast, all the lovely salt we've got going on. That's it, and now I'm ready to knead. So pop it straight onto your work surface. Now you'll see I've not put any extra flour down. You shouldn't really need it. If your dough is a little bit wetter and stickier, you can lightly dust it with a bit of flour. But just remember, every flour you put on your surface is going to end up in the dough, and you want a nice light moist dough, so you want it to not be that dry. Kneading is all about stretching the dough to stretch the gluten. I'm pushing the dough away with the heel of my hand and then bringing it back up to the middle and just repeating that step. And the more you do it, the more the dough will be able to stretch out. Right, my dough is now lovely and smooth, lovely and silky and really stretchy compared to how it was at the beginning, which means that it's ready to prove. So I've got a clean bowl and I'm just going to grease it with a little bit of oil just so the dough doesn't stick. Anything you've got in your cupboard will do. And just rub it over the bowl like that. I'm going to shape into a rough round and pop it in. Now I like to cover with a slightly damp tea towel, but if you've got some cling film you can just oil that and use that instead. Don't worry about putting it somewhere really warm. Urban myths about putting it in your airing cupboard, absolutely not. Just leave it at room temperature until it's doubled in size. And the only important thing is to keep it out of the drafts. And here it is, proved and ready to shape and bake. It really is that simple. And if you want inspiration for all the loaves and lovely things you can make with this dough, just go to bakingmad.com and look at the Allinson white dough pages.